Oh, good day to all of you yokers out there. The day has come and gone, faster than a speeding bullet, some may say.
Superman.
Yes, faster than Superman himself, or the Flash, or whatever speedster you prefer. You could be Sonic the Hedgehog, you know?
I never understood that. Superman is faster than a speeding bullet, but then you got the Flash, who's literally the fastest man in the world, and Superman, he's not faster than a speeding bullet.
But
he's faster than a train, maybe.
Is Flash really fast, or does he just cheat by tapping into the Speed Force or whatever? Like, is he really fast if he's not just fast? He has to use some Speed Force dimension? I don't know how it works, but it's something like that, you know? But does that make him fast?
Welcome to the YokeTalk, everybody.
I need an answer.
I don't know your answer. I don't even watch DC. I watch Marvel stuff, okay? DC, here's the legit reason why I don't watch DC. Superman. Okay. He sneezed in a comet. A comic, okay? A comet? No, he sneezed in a comic.
Probably sneezed in a comet at one point.
A galaxy exploded. A galaxy was destroyed because Superman sneezed. And then they say, hey, let's make him live on a planet called Krypton, and his only weakness is kryptonite. It actually doesn't make any sense.
Well, so see, on Krypton, he's not Superman because he doesn't have superpowers.
I understand
because their sun is crappy, so they're not. I understand really strong.
So he flies to another galaxy, and he can do whatever in the world he wants, and nobody can do anything about it. And then in movies, they're like, "Oh, he can't breathe." No, that never happened in the comics. I'm sorry, it didn't happen. Batman was really cool until Superman ruined all of DC. And then I became a Marvel fan, and Spider-Man is now my favorite superhero. Spider-Man has always been, top 5, top 3 probably, but honestly, I think he's number 1 now. Just saying.
Well, here we are.
Pause at the YokeTalk.
Pause's shower thoughts on
welcome to the YokeTalk
on the DC versus Marvel comics. Guys, today just went. It was like a sneeze. It was here. And then it was gone, It was 4:00. I was like, all right, I got a thumbnail to make, got an announcement video to make, and then I'm done for the day. And then my notification for YokeTalk went off, and I was like, no, I'm not.
I had a very productive day. I had meetings with people. I talked with people. I helped people.
What's the difference between meeting with people and talking to people?
I have meetings that are not, there are... I mean, I guess they're the same thing in general, but I'm talking about helping people. And then there's other ones that are like meetings, right? Like I have to have these meetings. Other ones are like meetings because I'm meeting with people. Yeah, I obviously have to have those, but they're not meetings for like
meetings are not necessarily talking to people, and talking to people is not necessarily meetings.
Amen.
There you have it.
You said it right there. That's really not what it is, but...
Well, anyway, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some main topics for you today. We've rattled on long enough about nonsense. There's 3 reasons why Epic Games is able to give away $17.5 billion worth of free games in a year. We're going to take a look at some of that. Spoiler alert. Basically Fortnite. Number 2, why video game loot is so addictive, according to the creators of Diablo. Apparently,
spoiler alert, people like colors.
Apparently, something has to do with colors. Yes. Also, Nvidia warns the great GPU shortage of 2020 and 2021 will continue throughout the year.
Spoiler alert, you're not getting a card this year.
Spoiler alert, you're not. You're actually not allowed to be a PC gamer. It's not.
Everybody became a PC gamer in the past 2 years, and now you just can't be a PC gamer anymore. You're just not allowed to.
What else? What else are we not allowed to do, Boz? What do we have for the rapid topics?
Well, guys, what we're not allowed to do is if I have a PlayStation 4, I cannot play Battlefield 6 because supposedly they're not coming to last-gen consoles. We'll see if that is true or not. CSGO has a years-old bug that can let a hacker take over your computer.
Whoopsies.
This is really bad. Wow. Anyways,
Whoopsies.
I didn't even read that title until just now. I'm reading the title and I'm reading this. I'm like, is this actually a thing? And it is an article. We will go over that very shortly, as these are part of our rapid topics. Also, guys, Sony is reportedly making The Last of Us for PlayStation 5 as it chases big hits, which honestly, everybody saw this coming.
The Last of Us.
It's The Last of Us. There were more of us than we thought in the first place.
More of us than we thought. The Last of Us, the remastered. There was more of us than we thought.
It should be the third Last of Us title. Anyways, chasing some more PlayStation 5 stuff. PlayStation 5 actually breaks US sales records. Call of Duty returns to the top spot as best-selling game. But then finally, guys, there's a game. I'm not going to tell you which one it is, but there is a best-selling racing game, a new best-selling racing game that has that's come into the record books for the United States of America, and I guarantee it is probably not a game that you are thinking.
It's either exactly what you're thinking, or it's nothing
or it's
about
not
what you're thinking
at all. Because a lot of people, they think they know, but they really just don't know the true racing games at the heart of gamers. But all of that and more on the YokeTalk.
They just don't know, Pastor Boss.
What don't you know?
They just don't know. People just don't know nowadays, you know?
I didn't know.
There's a whole lot of not knowing nowadays.
You know what? Let me put it this way. I didn't know, and then when I read it, I was like, I should have known. Like, honestly, I think that's where it comes.
I'm trying to meme, and you're just like actually talking about things.
I know. That's what I do. I actually talk about things, and you just mean 100% of the time. It's what the YokeTalk is all about. You know? If you came out with a plate of eggs, I wouldn't be surprised. I almost did that today. I literally 10 minutes. Well, now it's about 40 minutes ago. I made my wife a plate of sunny side up eggs. Takes 5 minutes. She said, "Can I have some eggs?" I said, "Absolutely." Crack open, done.
Easy clap. Would you call it over easy?
No, it was sunny side up.
No.
Over easy, apparently you flip them over in the pan while the yolk does not break, which I still don't understand how to do that. Then you can poach an egg. I don't even know what that means.
I forget
what poached egg.
I think you make it in the microwave or something.
Dude, eggs blow up in a microwave.
I don't remember.
They actually explode if you keep them in the shell. Don't try it at home, kids.
Don't try this at all. Do not put eggs in the microwave.
I think it's hard-boiled eggs in their shell explode in microwaves. So don't try it.
There you have it.
You heard it here.
There you have it, friends. What you also heard here is going to be 3 reasons why Epic Games can give away $17.5 billion worth of games for free.
It's because they're eating so many eggs.
It's because they're eating so many eggs.
Too much protein.
So many eggs. Just so many.
Anyways, so how is this? So we know Epic is a ginormous company now due to Fortnite. How are they not losing money when they're giving away so much money and so many other avenues, not just giving out free games, but also in their lawsuit that they're going through right now? They're shelling out millions of dollars in that lawsuit as well. So what's actually going on here?
Yeah, well, apparently it's not spending as much as you may think, according to this first point in the article. I'm not exactly sure why.
Well, it says that they're
Guys, I could have been more
very
prepared
strange.
if today hadn't gone faster than a speeding bullet.
It's very strange. It says it's a sizable fraction of $1 billion that Epic is losing here, which is $330 million. It seems Epic committed $444 million in minimum guarantees for 2020 alone. But then it talks about a little bit further down that essentially they are making, where is it? $700 million spent by by PC players on the Epic Games Store. And then
Wow.
there's 265 million coming in, so almost $1 billion spent by players on third-party PC games in the Epic Games Store. There's 103 free games right now, and over 749 million games have been claimed. Dang. That's a lot of people. That's bigger than America times 2.
It's a lot.
So,
It's a lot.
So how are they not losing money, though, is my question.
Well, let's skip to the third reason. Fortnite.
That actually is the main reason. So
Fortnite is a cash cow.
So it's saying that their unrecouped costs of giving out free games is 330 million. We went over that. However, the retail value of their games and everything that they're selling, mainly by Fortnite, is $17.5 billion. So if you have $17.5 billion, 330 million is literally it's not that much. To be completely honest, it's not that much. And it's because of Fortnite. It's because of Fortnite that they are making a lot of this money. Now, I'm not saying that all of their other games are not making any money, but Fortnite is the biggest, is their biggest thing. And I'm not a big Fortnite fan. I'll be completely honest. I am not the biggest Fortnite fan. I could care less about free skin or about skins that I have to buy in games. That is not my thing. I understand there are a lot of people that love buying skins. They love buying gun skins. They love buying all those things that aren't even going to allow you to be better, just to look cool. The only thing that I've bought in Overwatch is an emote because it was one of my mains and it sounds epic. And it makes me better.
Sounds
because
epic.
It does. See what I did there? But anyways, and the only reason why it did make me better because it makes all of my teammates like me before the game starts, and they don't say anything bad about me because I play music for them in the middle of the loading screens. Not loading screens, but you know what I mean. Starting screens.
Yep. And the final reason is apparently that they intended to lose a bunch of money on the Epic Games Store for the sake of investment and profit in the future. Because if they can get people invested into the store, then people will continue to spend money there and they will make back their money. Will that work? Who knows? They think it will.
Yeah, I mean, it's working right now. It says it's worth noting that while Epic Game Store loses 330 million, Epic still generated approximately 3.85 billion in revenue and 1.54 billion in gross profit. Thanks to Fortnite, it does say that according to a recent court document. And yeah, Fortnite is a cash cow. Let's be completely honest. Epic has earned more than $700 million on iOS alone in just 2 years, according to Apple's filing.
And that was with Fortnite being removed last year.
Yes, it was removed pretty early on, wasn't it? It was removed in like May of last year or something like that. We've been talking about this for dude, have we been talking about this for a year?
Pretty much. Just about.
Dude. And they still have no idea what's going to happen yet. I think I have a reasonable, if I were a judge in this case, I would sit down with my gavel. I would say, stop being babies. Everybody, stop being babies. Epic, stop doing stupid things. Okay? You had the right thought. You didn't do it right. Stop it. Apple, stop wanting so much money. Case closed.
So just no action?
Nope.
No action. None. You're to leave the people unhappy?
Yes.
What if
they'll have to figure it out themselves?
What if
this is how you teach kids? They need to learn themselves. I can't be there to guide you every step of the way. You are not going to come into my courthouse every single time that you feel like you want to have a little squabble in your Epic Game Store, in your Apple Store. Okay, I'm siding with Apple on this one. All right, I'll be honest. I'm not saying what Apple did is right. I'm saying what Epic did was even worse. That's what I'm saying. Okay. And so you want to squabble in my
who
courtroom?
is right and who's wrong. The question is, who is more wrong?
But you're not wrong, though. See?
Oh,
I think my wife said my name. Hold on 2 seconds. Sarah will...
Boz needs to run faster than a speeding bullet to make sure all is well. Alrighty, guys, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Boz is laughing. What's going on?
Wait. Okay, so my wife came to the door. She goes, "Honey, are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, why? I'm doing YokeTalk." She goes, I heard you yelling at people. I thought you were in a fight with somebody.
Oh my gosh.
Because I was like, you are not going to come into my courtroom and start squabbling.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
She just threw a cat toy at me.
Boz has been assaulted by a cat toy.
I love you too.
You saw it here first. There were no pastors harmed in the making of this podcast.
I hit my head on the microphone because I saw a ball coming from my peripheral vision, and I had to really use my reflexes to move. I have cat-like reflexes over here.
Alrighty. Well, do we have anything more to say on this?
No.
We do not.
Don't squabble in my courtroom.
Don't squabble in his courtroom. Don't squabble. Guys, colors.
Do you like colors? I like colors. And apparently everybody likes colors.
Everybody likes colors. Everybody
What's
likes
your favorite color?
Specific colors too.
What's your favorite color?
I'm gonna let the chat guess. Chat, please guess my favorite color. Wrong answers only. All right. Please guess my favorite color. Green.
I know.
Good job, The Rock Rules. I said wrong answers only. He got it wrong.
Yeah.
Clap is in the chat, everybody. For The Rock Rules.
Right.
The rest of you saying blue, you didn't listen. I said wrong answers only.
Blue Eyes, yours is second favorite in his book.
Yes, yellow is my favorite, or my second favorite. Yes.
This is why we're yoke talkers and yoke fellows.
And your favorite is green.
Teal. Well, it's teal. Okay. Green is my favorite, like normal average color. You know, normal, like out of the 8. It's not in the primary colors. It's not even secondary. It's in tertiary. I know, fight me, but I like green.
Very nice. I suppose if we're gonna be specific, my favorite color is dark blue.
Oh, navy.
Dark blue. No, it doesn't have to be navy.
Okay.
But dark.
Okay.
And the sun is just coming out, so I'm going to close my curtains.
The sun is coming out tomorrow. But anyways, guys, the reason why we're talking about colors today is because there are video games loot, as you guys know, Overwatch, MMOs, things like that. The creators of Diablo, they use colors as well. And the reason why loot is so addictive is because of colors. I'll be honest. When I get into a game and I get a green piece of loot, I'm very upset because that means common.
But don't you like green?
No, sorry. Green is uncommon. Uncommon is not good enough. White is common. And then you get blue, which is rare. Purple, epic, gold, legendary. This is the reason why loot is so addictive.
So they talk about another reason. They said when they were making Diablo, they tried to like fast track basically the rewards in the game. And so like every kill on an enemy is like a roll on the loot table, right? So they basically said that it feels like a slot machine, essentially. And that makes sense.
It does. It does make sense. And, you know, and then the slot machines are all different, right? So like if you kill a more of an epic enemy, you have a greater chance of getting better loot. I mean that's been a staple of Diablo for a really long time now. To be completely honest, I mean I've played Diablo 3. I played it with my dad. Yes, my dad is 72 years old, coolest dad ever. Played Diablo 3 with him, beat the game, and all we wanted was better loot. That's all we wanted was better loot.
Yeah.
But
the colors also play a big role. Sound plays a big role. Apparently, if you kind of got lucky, a ring would fall on the ground, and there'd be a sound effect. True.
So like if you get legendary stuff in Diablo, like a big orange light will pop up from it, and also the sound of it falling will be there. So sound is a big thing. I mean, let's be honest. When you guys are playing Overwatch or something like that, right, and you click on the button for the loot crates, you don't want to hear the normal music play. You want to hear that epic music come out, and you want to see that gold and the pink pop up. That's what you really want to see. I don't get it, unfortunately, all that much. I have 39 loot boxes that I need to open in Overwatch, by the way.
So they talk about how basically how sometimes you get an item drop and like you don't know what it is yet, and you have to go like get it discovered, right? And so there's like a quote of a couple people having a conversation, and they're talking about that concept, and the first guy's like, "Oh, I hated that. I hated it so much. I was like, why are you giving me this extra step? Just tell me what I got." And then the next guy is like, "If we could have added a third step, we would have. It's a little bit like getting a present inside of a present. Double present." But then the issue with it is if you have to wait to get your second present, and also your first present was never really a present. Well, you get to unwrap it twice. I'm still sticking with that.
Oh my goodness.
At least the skeletons didn't drop a little thing that said, "You've got a gift coming." And then you have to wait like a week for it to show up in your mailbox.
So true,
that would be a sadder story. Why are you going around killing skeletons who just want to give you presents?
That's so good. That's actually amazing. I remember my dad one time, he gave my sister a present. It was a massive box. I mean, this thing was almost as tall as my sister, and she's like 5 feet tall. Okay. Yes, my sister is super short. And so she opened it, and there was another box inside, and another box. There was, honestly, I think my dad wrapped like 20 presents. And then finally she got to a box that was like this big, and it had a super nice necklace in it.
Very nice.
I was like, really?
Yeah, my dad used to do that kind of stuff for Christmas, wrap like small presents in big boxes. And they're like inside other boxes.
Those are the best. Those are the greatest. It's just just the biggest troll ever. So that's the reason why you guys are so addicted to loot, apparently, is because of colors.
That's why we all play looter shooters, even though they bomb every time.
Every time. Well, Diablo 2 bombed at the beginning. It picked it back up. Diablo 1 bombed at the beginning, picked it back up. We'll see what Diablo 3 holds for us in a few years. It will probably bomb at the beginning.
Aren't you talking about 3 and then 4?
I mean Destiny. I meant Destiny.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I was like, Diablo did not bomb. Diablo 3 is already out. I'm like, what?
Diablo has not bombed in any way, shape, or form. Destiny 1 bombed. Destiny 2 bombed. Destiny 3 probably will bomb, but it will get better in the future.
But they don't have Activision anymore. So there's hope.
That is true.
That
is true. So it will probably take longer for the game to come out then, because Activision won't like rush them along. Mm-hmm. Honestly, if Activision was still there, I guarantee you that Destiny 3 is coming out like 2022. But because they're not there,
year.
2024.
This year. Probably not even 2022. This year.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It probably would be this year. But yeah. And so the Rock Rule says Destiny 1 was terrible. Okay, it was until the final expansion came out. Like, I heard that the final expansion was great and it made the game great. And then you know what they did? They came out with Destiny 2 and they did the same exact thing that they did with Destiny 1. They went back to all the things that everybody hated.
Activision, man.
Blew my mind. But honestly, it's a fun game though, and it feels like Halo, which is what a lot of people wanted because it's Bungie, right? Mm-hmm. So it felt like Halo, and a lot of people wanted that. So
the gunplay felt like Halo.
The game, even if you didn't like the game in general, like at least the PvP was fun. And I even thought the PvP was fun. I never even played Halo, but the PvP was
But then fun. Apparently the PvP has like a ton of problems right now.
True.
So
does it right now?
Yeah. Apparently it's always kind of been like in flux because it's hard to balance a PvE and a PvP game that exists with the same mechanics.
I always wondered how they were going to fix that, and I figured you need to just make them two separate games in general. Like just
apparently you gotta. I didn't put this down in the doc for today, but apparently I saw an article somewhere that said that Bungie is hiring for a PvP game related project that is kind of like Destiny, but not Destiny. So,
Halo.
They don't own Halo.
Not
They can't make a Halo game.
I know. I'm just saying.
But, so we'll see where that goes. But guys, we're all just addicted to loot. Moral of the story, if you thought you were addicted to games, it's not the games you're addicted to. Or, well, it might be. But it's probably the loot.
Do you think developers should just make all of their games gold? Legendary game.
We'd want to buy them more.
Do I want to buy a common game? No, I want a legendary game. Right. Like Legend of Zelda.
What if
gold editions.
What if buying games, this only works in a non-digital world, unless it's just random when you buy it, I guess. But I was picturing the game boxes on the shelves, and it's like they're all the same game, but they're like one is gold and one is red, and they all have different features based on the rarity of the game. So like, what if when you buy a game, it rolled on which version of the game you were gonna get?
I would be so intrigued. Do you know how many games people would buy though? For real, I just bought my third version of The Legend of Zelda, and I finally
I got another comment.
I finally have the ability to search for all the Koroks.
Guys,
I would be so triggered.
We shouldn't have said this. Now developers are actually going to do
happen.
this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, everyone. Speaking of legendary items, guys, if you guys wanted a legendary GPU,
most legendary.
It's not going to happen. Goodness. It's actually not going to happen in 2021. You guys, there's a shortage of processors. There's a shortage of everything currently. There's shortages of stinking switches out there because of the chips. And now Nvidia is warning that the great GPU shortage, if it sounds like the Great Depression, the great GPU shortage, is this a big deal, will continue throughout 2021. Demand will outstrip supply for the rest of the year.
Yeah, so this
is the problem.
This is such a complicated problem. There's so many different things that have kind of caused this. I don't know if this is still an issue, but I remember hearing that when COVID started, a lot of the chip manufacturing places kind of ramped down because they thought that demand was going to lower. So they ramped down, but then demand actually just shot up and they were like, oh crap, we just ramped down. So then they had to ramp back up. And there's just so many more things nowadays with computers in them. Everything has computers in them. Cars have computers in them now. So cars now need chips, processing chips to run all your car tech. Fridges probably have chips in them. Let's be honest.
At least the Xbox Series X
Xbox
one does.
Fridge
It has to. The what is it? The Razer credit card probably has a chip, but it's a different kind of chip. But it probably has another chip too.
But yeah,
talking about Doritos.
There's so many people that want processing chips right now, and a lot of them use the style of chips that graphics cards are used for. So there's very high demand on both ends, and you can only make so many of them.
Yeah,
you can only make so many of them because it's actually really hard to make processing chips. It's really hard.
Yeah. I'm wondering how, honestly, because here's the thing. Nvidia comes out with a new graphics card, once every, 2 years?
1.5 to 2 years.
Yeah. So my question is by the time they finally get this regulated, they're thinking 2022, like quarter 2, quarter 3. It's about time to come out with a new graphics card. Are you going to keep creating these, 3080s and 3090s going into 2023 and 2024 when you already have something else out that you're going to be selling? And so I'm a little worried because I have a 1060 in my PC. Okay. It was great 4 years ago. Today,
I mean, it's still all right. really, you just need a new if you had a new processor, you'd be a lot better off.
I need a new processor, motherboard, and RAM. That's I have the trifecta problem right now. A lot of people don't have that problem, but I do, and it's an issue because my motherboard is going. But one day, I believe.
One day,
I believe the Lord has told me one day for many things, and some of those days have come to pass. So I believe.
AJ Valdez, don't we all need a 3080 right now? Don't we all?
We all need a 3090.
You know, I've literally thought about trying to trying to get like a 3070 at MSRP if I could actually manage to do that, and then like flipping my 1080 to like cover more than half the cost of it.
Hey, that works, you know, because the old graphics card is still pushing out a pretty penny on eBay and stuff.
They're real high
as well.
Yeah, even so, like 10 series and 9 series.
Oh, gosh, the 20 series is pushing like over $1,000. Some of them, so
that's ridiculous. Yes. But yeah, if you guys are trying to get a graphics card of any kind, the Linus Tech Tips channel, they actually made this thing called like the Verified Actual Gamer program. So they're like working with like graphics card manufacturers to get graphics card inventory that they will then sell to gamers directly. And the way they've done that is by like, they like hide it in one of their videos of like how you go and buy one. But then like you have to know something as a gamer to actually like get to the checkout. So like
that's
the first one they did, I think they're doing something different every time, but the first one they did was like, they said input the last 2 digits of the Konami code. Like just random.
I wouldn't even know that.
It's like B and A, I think, or A and B or something like that. But I had to look it up. But yeah, so if you guys are trying to get one and they're selling them at MSRP, so like no markups at all at MSRP. So if you guys are trying to get a card, go follow Linus Tech Tips because they're doing drops every so often. But like you gotta like be ready because they sell out real quick naturally.
So I have a question for you. It's a question that came in chat. Somebody said, I have an old 1070 in the box. Now, my first question is it new? But 2, he says, should I sell it?
So do you have another graphics card already? If you like,
if it's in the box, I would guess
I'm assuming so. I'm assuming
because he has a PC.
If it is not in use and you have a graphics card in your PC, you have a 2070. Okay. So
and it is used.
All right. So me. Okay. 1, do you need the money? Do you need the money? Is there something you want to get? Do you need the money? If you don't need the money, my answer would be no, but your answer might be yes. My answer is no, because 1, I like to keep computer parts. But 2,
he just loves it.
2, if your graphics card were to ever have an issue, you could use your old one. You could use your old one. Also,
at least until you get a new one.
Also, something you could do. Okay, big brain. Sell your 2070 and use your 1070 until prices come back down. Big brain.
That's actually, yeah. Well.
Big brain. Thank me later.
In 2 years, you'll be thanking him. In 2 years.
Yeah. Depending on how long you want to wait.
If there's a problem with your 1070, you won't be thanking him anytime soon. That's all we got to say about that. But
it's a gamble.
But if you guys want a 30 series Nvidia card, you're going to be waiting a little bit longer. It looks like, I mean, gaming is such a big industry.
It's only
you're
growing.
Seeing shortages on consoles, and that's always been a thing. But now you're starting to see shortages on GPU cards. I know people are waiting in lines to get AMD processors right now. Like just trying to find one processor to drop. People are waiting in stores. People are waiting online. They're clicking that refresh button and getting errors all over the place when they try to get it in their cart. It's actually insane, but the gaming industry continues to grow at a rapid rate. Speaking of rapid rates, we're going to rapid topics, guys. Let's do it. All right. Tell us about Battlefield 6, Seraph.
All right, guys. Battlefield 6. I'm super excited for it. We still don't know much about it. They're apparently going to announce it next month. So I'm excited. But there are rumors that supposedly it will not come to last-gen consoles, meaning PS4, PS4 Pro, and Xbox One and Xbox One X, the last generation of consoles. This is interesting because the last time a Battlefield game released on the edge of a console upgrade, it did come out for the previous console. Now, I believe it released more like the same like period, like the consoles and the Battlefield game both came out in the same holiday season.
It released the same way Call of Duty did. So Call of Duty, if you guys don't remember, it released on the PlayStation 3, I believe.
You're right.
A week before the consoles released. And then when the consoles were released, if you bought the PS3 version, you were allowed to upgrade it for free to the next version as long as you had the CD. You could put in your PlayStation 3 into the PlayStation 4 and it would actually read it and it would say you could play the PlayStation 4 copy, because that's what I did.
Yeah, so they came out very, very close to one another. So this time, obviously the new consoles came out last year. The new Battlefield will not be coming out until the end of the year. So there's like a year gap. And could they have still released it on old consoles if they really wanted to? Yes. But what I'm hoping this means is that they have pushed the game so far that the last gen consoles cannot support it. And if that is the case, I am stinking stoked for this Battlefield. I want to see it. I am so excited. I'm so excited for this Battlefield.
I get really upset when new consoles come out and then they come out with a game that is like a staple for that console, right? Sony has a lot of exclusives, okay? I was very upset to hear that the new Horizon game and the new God of War game are going to be allowed to play on previous consoles. And you might be yelling at me right now, Pastor Boz, but what about those that can't get a PlayStation 5? I don't have one right now either. But I'm still upset. And you know why? Because I would rather in the future, when I am able to get a PlayStation 5 at some point, hopefully at some point, I'll be able to get one. But I would rather have a game that is pushed to its limits on the new console, that is using the power of the new console rather than just barely scraping the surface of the new console so it can be played on previous consoles. I don't want that. And so I think if this is true about Battlefield 6, perfect. I think that's amazing. You're going to be able to play it on PC anyways, which is fine. It's obviously not an exclusive game. It's a third party, but this would be a great decision in my opinion. At some point, you're going to have to leave the old consoles in the dust, put them in the closet and dust them off in the future when you want to play one game from 20 years ago. You know, that's what it comes down to in my opinion.
Yeah.
I have very strong feelings about this.
Understandably. I think there's a little bit more to it than just like companies like purposely aiming to release their game on the last gen system. You know, some of it I'm sure is just when the game starts being made and it's like, do they delay the game so that they can make it specifically for the new console, or do they just start making it now and update it for the new console? Because like you can't just sit there and do nothing. So like it just depends on where things line up. There's always going to be that weird middle ground. Because like the reality is, if companies did that and they held back new games for only the new consoles, there would be like a game drought.
Yeah,
there would be a huge drought.
You know, the weirdest switch, I should say, was Call of Duty Black Ops 3. They came out with the game for both PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. But what they did was PlayStation 3 had no campaign, and also the multiplayer was they changed little things in the multiplayer, right? So in the PlayStation 4 version, there was a big truck next to a tree. And in the PlayStation 3 version, they made it some cardboard boxes, like literally, or some wooden boxes or something like that were stacked up on top of each other. So they like made like a dumbed down version of the game so that it could run on the PlayStation 3. I was okay with that, but it's like you could have did so much more if you just went all PlayStation 4 with that. You know what I mean? And so it was weird, but at the same time, yeah, it was what it was. So.
It happens.
That was the weirdest Switch I've ever seen, though.
What also happens is apparently hackers taking control of your computer when they invite you to play CSGO.
This is why I don't play CSGO?
Apparently, this has been a thing for like a year. Somebody made Valve aware of it like a year ago. Did they say what Valve did? I remember seeing that.
I didn't even read this article.
It's a pretty short article.
I was perplexed on how this could possibly be a thing. Perplexed.
So apparently they informed Valve of the bug, and they were slow to respond about it.
Oof.
So it sounds like it's still in the game. So basically the way it works is if you click on a Steam invite from somebody inviting you to play Counter-Strike, it could potentially be a hacker who is trying to take control of your computer. So guys, if you play Counter-Strike, don't accept game invites from randos, okay? Only friends.
Mm-hmm.
Only friends. And you know, if they get really smart, what they might do is they might go and look at your friends list and then copy their name and profile picture and then invite you. Guys, this could get real tricky. This could get real tricky, okay? Watch out.
Yep.
Watch out.
Yep. If I'm playing Counter-Strike and I know Unworthy Seraph does not play Counter-Strike, I'm not clicking on that invite. Even if it's his profile picture, I'll give him a call on my phone and I'll say, bro, are you trying to be social right now? And he says, no, I'm hanging out with myself and my TV. I say, all right, man. And you know what I do? I click decline. Decline.
Shock the Toast is 100% right. Gamers should know better than to be social.
Don't be social. This is okay, COVID is around, okay? This is not COVID appropriate.
It's not anything appropriate.
Yeah.
Guys, be social. We're kidding. Be social.
Be social,
but be safe.
Be carefully social.
Amen.
So,
all right.
Social carefully and be careful social. Okay.
Sony is not being careful because they're remaking The Last of Us for the PS5.
Listen, the reason why they're making The Last of Us is because The Last of Us 2 did not do as well as I thought it was going to.
Please maintain 6 feet from all game invites.
That's so true, though.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh man.
It's so good. So good. All right. So anyway. Guys, here's the deal. Okay, I didn't look at the article. All right, I just read the title. Here's the deal. All right. Last of Us 2 was very divisive. Very divisive, all right?
Yeah, you either loved
Sony
it or you
goes,
hated it.
all right, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here, guys? The last game that we made.
Wait.
Oh, no.
They already remade this game out of PlayStation 4. Let me put that out there, okay?
All right. Where do we go from here? They're in the boardroom, right? They're in the boardroom. Where do we go from here, guys? Last of Us 2 is pretty divisive. Should we make a third one? Some guy raises their hand. I think we should remake the first one for PS5. And he's like, all right, why? And he's like, they liked that one better. Everybody liked that one. We should remake it for the PS5.
We like that one better, they said.
The director goes, but we already remastered that for the PS4. Do you really think they'll buy it again? The guy goes, sir, yes, of course. People love buying games they already own.
And he took out a folder that said Nintendo, and he proceeded to explain The Legend of Zelda and how many times Pastor Boz has bought stinking Ocarina of Time and A Link to the Past.
Yes, they actually had your sales records.
They probably do. Listen, they know that I'm dropping some money on Skyward Sword later this year, HD. I already own Skyward Sword. I have the legendary version, the gold version with the gold controller, which is broken, by the way. Feels bad the controller's broken, but I have it. I have it all in a box. I will still buy the HD version.
You know the meme? You know the meme where the director guy is like asking, what do we do? And then two people give like reasonable ideas, and then, or no, two people give like bad ideas, and then one person gives like a good idea and he gets thrown out the window.
Yeah.
This is like that, except there are people giving bad ideas. Now,
what should they really do for the PlayStation 5? Honestly, reasonable answer. Don't know why it would have gotten shut down, but they should have made a what do you call it? A pack of 2 games. That's what they should have done. That has the remastered version for The Last of Us, and then I don't know if you want. I mean, remastering The Last of Us 2 already, I think that's where they drew the line. Like, it hasn't even been out a year yet.
No, I don't think they remastered it. They just like released a next gen update. Which is
granted, The Last of Us did get remastered within a year.
Yes. So it's already been remastered and now it's getting remade. So who knows what that will entail? But apparently it's happening.
It's not a remaster, it's a remake.
It says remaking. That's what it says.
Guys, there comes a point in every developer's life when you don't know where to go. And during The Last of Us 2, in the middle of the story,
sounds like a midlife crisis.
It is. Naughty Dog is going into their midlife crisis, okay? They were creating great games and things like that. They came out with the Uncharted series, phenomenal series, right? And then they started doing Last of Us, and they started off with a hit game, okay? I played it. I probably wouldn't play it again just due to the content and just like my own standards and stuff like that. And I did not play The Last of Us 2 for that very reason. But the thing is The Last of Us 2 is very divided in a lot of people's minds. A lot of people said great gameplay, it played exactly like The Last of Us, and it probably did, but a lot of other people said the storyline, on the other hand, was very forced. Relationships were forced. They didn't make any sense. There were things that we thought should have happened that didn't happen, and by the time they got to the end of the game and they played the entire game, they said this is not how it should have ended. Like, The Last of Us ended kind of weird. I'll be honest. It was weird, but people, they wanted another game. Now people are saying, I don't know if I really want another game. And we all know that the Game Awards were rigged. So
you heard it here first, everyone.
I don't think, I don't know. They don't know what to do.
No.
They actually don't know what to do at this point, because you're remaking a game that was probably up for Game of the Decade back into 2010 through 2020. Like, honestly, it was probably top 5 games of the decade, the entire decade.
So just make it again. Sell it again. Sell it again. People buy it.
Final Fantasy VII, they remade that game, but they took a long. That was a long time after that. That game came out a long time ago. I was in middle school. This wasn't like last year. Okay, this is an issue. Skyrim. Don't do what Bethesda did, Naughty Dog. Just don't. You will become the meme of everything in every way, shape, and form.
Wait. So next it's going to be Last of Us VR.
The Last of Us Skyrim.
The Last of Us Skyrim. Wait, what's the first thing the guy says when you're on the wagon at the beginning of Skyrim?
Oh, does he say? Does he just say, "Oh, you're awake"?
Something like that, yeah. Oh, you're awake. you start up The Last of Us remake. You press start on the title screen. It goes white, and it just fades from white, and it's actually just Skyrim. Oh, you're awake.
So good. So good. Anyways, guys, speaking of PlayStation 5 and their interesting decisions, guys, even though Naughty Dog is making weird decisions and so is Sony, PS5 breaks US sales record. This is actually a big deal in my opinion.
Call of Duty is at the top spot.
that's not. I'm okay with that. That's not surprising. They're going to be at the top spot for the next couple months, and it will go down again. But so in March, the Nintendo Switch did continue as best-selling hardware platform in both units and dollars. However, the PlayStation 5 came in shattering, it says shattering US fastest selling console records in both dollars and units.
Wow.
I'm kind of surprised.
Me too.
And now a lot of people will say, well, it's because of the scalpers. Okay, there were people scalping for the PlayStation 4 and the Switch as well. Okay, people are scalping for the Xbox, the new Xbox. This has been a thing it's not new. Okay, maybe it's getting larger, but I'm surprised that they shattered the Switch's records.
Yeah, the way I'm thinking about it is like the Switch came out, and sure, it didn't have a lot of games, but it had Breath of the Wild. It had the next AAA Zelda, the next evolution of yes, but also nobody bought a Wii U.
That's the thing.
Nobody bought a Wii U.
Bought a Wii U.
So here's the thing.
Yeah,
that's what the Switch had going for it, and the PS5 had a Spider-Man sequel, which you could also buy on the PS4, and a Demon's Souls remake.
Yeah, there's really nothing.
Nothing else. So I don't get it. Like why? And there's still not really anything super exclusive to the PS5. So nothing. I don't get it. I don't get it. The number does include scalpers. So maybe it's just that scalpers bought them all up.
And there are a lot of people doing that. And we're starting to see a PlayStation 5 being more and more readily available. I know more and more people that are getting them at this point. But I don't know that
people buying the PS5 just to pull out the graphic chip. Probably not.
but yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit surprised. Like you said, there's no games yet.
Yeah,
do
it's
games
weird.
run better? Okay, so for instance, Miles Morales. Okay, the game loads like that. I mean, loading into the world is so fast. Whereas on the PlayStation 4, you're probably going to be waiting a good 15 to 30 seconds for it to load, right? But is it for me? Okay, I bought a PlayStation 4 day one. I was the 14th person in my town. Yes, I counted to get a PlayStation 4. All right. There was, looking back on it, I bought Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and I was like, the rain looks so real at the beginning of the game. And I look back at it, I'm like, hey, it looks like paper. And then I bought Call of Duty Ghosts. I think it was Ghosts. Was it Ghosts that came out? Yeah, I think it was Ghosts that came out. And I look back on it, and I said to myself, why? None of my friends owned a PlayStation 4, so I couldn't even play that game. I played more Ghosts on PlayStation 3 than I did on PlayStation 4. I'll be completely honest. And then I played Black Flag, which I could have played on the PlayStation 3. There's no reason for me to get a PlayStation 4. I don't know.
Apparently that's the answer to this question of why did it sell more? Because people like you.
It's true. It's true. But I mean, you know what? But the thing is now all those people that did buy it, they're ready for the new console games to come out, the real console games like Battlefield 6. Okay, we just talked about that. Anyways, PlayStation 5
things are fun. Shiny new things.
Yes, they are. They are. I'll be honest. I want a PlayStation 5. Not yet. I don't have the money for it. And I don't want to go through the heart palpitations being online, hoping that I get one. But one day I'll just get one when I walk up to GameStop when COVID is all over, and I'll say, "Hey, I have a little bit of money here. Can I have a PlayStation 5?"
I have a little bit of money. Sure. I have $5.
I have $5. You can pre-order the next console. Thank you. Anyways, finally, guys, we have one more record that got blown out of the water.
Was it blown out of the water?
Sort of.
Or was it blown off the track?
It was blown off the tracks into the water, so that Alakitu had to come with his fishing pole and pull you out of the water because, guys, the new best-selling racing game in U.S. history is Mario Kart 8. Now, I will say this. It does include Mario Kart 8 from the Wii U and Mario Kart 8 for the Switch. But Here's the funny thing. Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U in 2014, as of September 30th, 2020, sold 8.45 million units globally. Now, let me put that into perspective.
That's everybody that had a Wii U.
12 million people bought a Wii U. So almost every single person that owned a Wii U owned Mario Kart 8. Okay. The Wii U wasn't a bad console. They just advertised it really bad and it never really found its potential. And then the Switch came out. As of December 31st, 2020, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the game didn't even come out for that console, 33.41 million units were sold globally. So Mario Kart 8 is obviously a wonderful game. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe brought in a couple of new features. It gave you all the DLC. It gave you, instead of just having the orange sparks, it gave you the purple sparks so you could go a little bit faster, like little things here and there that it did. I think it added a new item as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think it added one new item. I can't remember which one. But the thing is it's so at this point, it sold 41.86 million units. And so here's the surprising thing. Guys, the game, it surpassed, was the last Mario Kart game, not counting the 3DS, Mario Kart Wii.
That was the record it beat.
It beat its own record. When people say, I'll be completely honest, when people say, PC master race, I can't agree. I can't agree. I think the PC is great. But all the records Nintendo has them all. Like they just do.
This is racing games. Racing games aren't like huge anyway.
They're not huge, but Wii Sports sits at in fourth place of the list of best-selling video games of all time. Fourth. This is a first party game, okay? Tetris has 850 million ports. So that's number one. Minecraft has 250 million ports. That's number two. In Grand Theft Auto 5, it has multiple ports. It has like 4 ports, okay? So that's why I still don't know why that one's even on the list. I'll be completely honest. But the thing is this is a first party Nintendo game and it's breaking records still. I think that's amazing. Fight me.
I think Mario Kart's fun.
Wii U was a big flop. It was unfortunate. And me and Seraph, we've talked about this before on a YokeTalk, and we've talked about it previously in our personal conversations. Seraph pointed out to me a really reasonable fact that I didn't know is when they announced the Wii U, they never once used the word console.
Never once used the word console, never even showed the actual console. They only showed the gamepad, and they only said new controller. So everybody thought that it was a controller add-on for the Wii. I remember watching it and thinking it was a controller add-on for the Wii.
Yep.
It wasn't until after that I realized it was a console. And if I thought it was a controller add-on for the Wii, then Everybody thought it was not that I'm like super smart. Like I'm just saying like if a gamer who like keeps up with this stuff was confused, then everybody is confused.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Parents didn't know it was a new console that they could buy for their kids. Kids didn't know that it was a new console they wanted to ask for.
When the kids went to their Christmas list, they said, "Can I have a Wii U controller?" And when parents who had no idea what was going on in gaming went to GameStop to buy that Wii U controller, they recognized they were buying a $300 system when they thought they were going in to pay $60. Like that's an issue. That's the reason why it only sold 12 million units, right? So they probably fired that guy and got a new marketer for the Switch, which was very smart. I'll be completely honest.
But we've hashed that to death.
We have. All right, guys. Life topic, Seraph.
Yes.
What's going on in your life? I see the notes on here. You guys heard a wonderful sermon from Unworthy Seraph this past week on Saturday. I thought it was a great sermon. If you guys didn't see it, go to the YouTube God Squad Church channel and you guys can watch it. It was a wonderful sermon that he gave about pain. and why pain is necessary and what can come from pain. But what's going on in the next couple weeks, man? Because I'll be honest, I've only preached at God Squad Church 2 weeks in a row, and I'm one of the pastors. So what's going on with you?
A lot is going on. Yeah, so we announced this past week that I will be transitioning off staff of God Squad Church. Very bittersweet, but I am very excited for the next season of my life. You guys are going to learn more about that in the next couple weeks. I've hinted a little bit, and if you know, you know. If you don't, stay tuned. I'm going to be telling a really, really cool story that I'm really, really excited to share with you guys over the next couple weeks. God Squad Church, so stay tuned. I'm really, really thankful and appreciative of the lead team here at God Squad Church for allowing me to share everything I wanted to share and letting me speak 3 weeks in a row. As Boz was just saying, he is one of the pastors and he hasn't even done that. So I'm very thankful that they let my little media director self do that.
You're not little. You did a lot for this church.
I try. But yeah, so I'm excited. There'll be more to talk about in the weeks to come.
Yeah, I'm excited. And like I said, he has a really great story. I'm pretty sure I probably know most of it, if not all of it. So yeah. So I'm excited to listen to it all.
But you've never heard it like this before.
Am I in the story?
You are in the story. You are in the story.
So, but I'm excited because honestly,
you started the story.
That's so true, dude. So true.
Stay tuned. Anyways, stay tuned, everybody.
So I'm excited so you guys definitely come out to God Squad Church tomorrow on this channel, twitch.tv/God Squad Church, 1:30, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be great. You'll hear this big old guy speaking on stage. So it's going to be amazing. Guys, my life, it's been not too much has been going on. Still grinding out Final Fantasy 14. New patch came out this past week, 5.5. Absolutely amazing. I finished the story. I finished a new raid. I finished a diamond weapon. I finished most of the content. I just didn't do any extreme stuff because I don't have any friends to play it with that are high enough level yet. So stay tuned for that. But I also played Pac-Man 99. And guys, I'm not a big fan of I'm not a big fan of Pac-Man, okay? I'm not a big fan of Tetris either. Tetris 99 came out. It was fun. I played 2 rounds of Pac-Man 99. My first round I got in 7th place. People are like really triggered and trying to get like in the top 10 or top 20. I've seen a lot of people failing at this game. I didn't see what the problem was, and I messed up too because I used a pro controller, and everybody knows that you can't use a pro controller for Tetris 99 or Pac-Man 99. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. And finally, guys, I'm hoping to be streaming soon. And honestly, I am going to be finishing Phoenix Rising, but I've had this hankering, okay? I've had this hankering to play The Witness. I don't know why.
You have the weirdest game urges.
I love The Witness. It's just puzzles everywhere. And people love watching me try to figure out puzzles. So you know what? Maybe when I finish Phoenix Rising, I'll be playing The Witness. We'll see. We'll see. Nice. But I do need to finish that because now that my Switch is fixed, I'm hoping. And the reason why I haven't been streaming lately, honestly, Final Fantasy 14 grinding. I will be completely honest. I don't want to play my main character on Final Fantasy 14 because when I'm listening to the story, I'll be completely honest. I will not care about chat. I just won't. I care about all of you. I love all of you. You're all more important than the story. But when I'm playing Final Fantasy 14, I want to listen to the story.
Amen. Amen.
Just
fantastic.
And in my streams, I really like to interact with my chat, and I just know I want to be interacting as much, which is why honestly I don't play like a lot of Smash Brothers. Love the game, but there's only so much I can do to interact with the chat when I play that game. And so that's the honest answer is like I love interacting. That's part of my stream. That's like part of my MO for streaming. And I just can't do that. So
yeah. Wolf the Adventurer asks a fantastic question in the chat. He says, curious, what does that mean for the future of YokeTalk, or will that become clear after tomorrow? So future unclear. Stay tuned for clarity.
Clarification unclear.
We will let you guys know when we know more.
We're talking about it. But there's just so many unknown factors that we cannot predict right now for the future of the YokeTalk, just due to personal life scenarios and circumstances. So as you guys can, you guys can probably know, like, right, people getting new jobs or people doing different things in their life that are like, if you're trying to plan something with somebody and they're like everything is switching around in their entire life, it's really hard to plan even just a week ahead. So think about it this way. Sarah's entire life is changing and we are trying to plan something that's going to be every single week. So it's not easy. So we need a couple more answers, just a couple more before we make a full decision of exactly what's going to happen. But one thing I do want to do, and this is something, Sarah, I've probably mentioned on YokeTalk before, I still want to do our NES stream one day.
Yes.
NES, it's a great feature. And I think you guys would hysterically laugh all night long. We'll do a 24-hour NES stream.
I don't know about that.
We'll play that weird airplane pilot game that neither of us even understood in any way, shape, or form. But it was great. But yeah, so.
we want YokeTalk to continue for sure. It's just a matter of how we can make that happen. So
yeah. It's not going to be the Boz talk, and here's the thing:
it's either YokeTalk or it's no talk.
Yeah. So to be completely honest, here's the thing: like people have asked me before, well, what if there's somebody else, right, for the YokeTalk? The whole reason why this is called the YokeTalk is because I once called Seraph my yoke fellow and he had no idea what that meant, but he said, you're probably right. Like, that's the reason why this is called the YokeTalk, because we're best friends and we're the yoke fellows. Like, that's what we've been known as for a long time, for a couple of years now, to be honest. And so that's, if the YokeTalk doesn't, Squad Talk, I mean, we've done those. We've done, what are they called?
Squad rooms.
Squad rooms before, where we talked about video games as God Squad Church, but we never really, like, it took off for a little bit, but we didn't stick with it.
I don't know if it ever took off, but it wasn't.
The first one did. It was super weird.
Can it take off if it just happened and then didn't continue though? Like, that's not taking off to me.
That's true. But the first one, we had 12 people on screen. Do you remember that? Oh, probably eight or nine, but it's like you, me, Pastor TJ.
I wasn't on the first one.
Susie. You weren't?
No.
Dang. There's people that some of you haven't even heard of. Pastor Clay. You don't remember him?
I remember Clay.
One of the main people, foundation setters of this church. But yeah.
Anyway, guys, we're like 6 minutes over time. I still have an announcement video to make.
I have to go do chairs for the physical location. And I gotta watch The Falcon and the Winter Soldier later. Hey, let's go. And don't forget, also, the new Mighty Ducks show. Honestly, not bad, guys. You want some nostalgia with Gordon Bombay? Not a bad show to watch. Just saying. Great show so far.
All righty. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. What?
I'm just laughing. This is such a weird episode for me. My wife came in, threw a cat toy at me. I'm talking about Pac-Man 99.
It's been a great episode.
I never thought I'd play Pac-Man in my life again, but I played this week, and it was weird.
Here we are. It's been a fantastic, fantastic episode, guys. I feel like the best YokeTalks are the ones that we are the least prepared for.
We were not prepared. I did not read any of these articles except for one of them. Some our knowledge could have been a little better, but we made the best of it. We had a great time, and we appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate your input. Wakari, we love you guys too. All of you in the chat. You guys are fantastic. All the yokers. You guys. And don't forget, guys,
fantastic.
Every single day, weekdays, Monday through Friday, we have what's called a Reconnect. This is technically a Reconnect, but it's the YokeTalk, so it's a little bit different than a Reconnect, but 4:30 every single day, Eastern Standard Time, this channel, you can come in and reconnect with the community. That's what it's all about reconnecting with each other. And then finally, you can also join us tomorrow, Saturday, at 1:30 and 7:30 Eastern Standard Time for God Squad Church. Right here, once again, it's going to be stinking amazing. You want to come in, try and win that giveaway? You come in and try and win that giveaway. I can't promise you'll win it, but you can try.
You can try. Your odds are better if your name starts with blue.
That's very true. And also, you're going to be able to see this guy preaching tomorrow. So definitely come check it out. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. You have a wonderful weekend. We will see you next time on the YokeTalk. Take care, everybody.